Today, Dorothea is on the grand island of Maui, Hawaii, where she interviews world-renowned master fitness trainer and award-winning author Carl Powell on the benefits of breathing exercises for better health. Carl Powell is a Tai Chi master with more than 35 years of training. He is certified as a Tai Chi Fit, Pilates, and yoga instructor. He is the owner of Magnificent Body, located on the beautiful island of Maui, Kapalua Resort. He's also the author of 3 books: 21 Steps to Magnificent Living, Recipes for Magnificent Living, and Setting Smarter Intentions. Powell has conducted courses on the Tom Joyner Morning Show's annual Fantastic Voyage Cruise, and has also been featured in Ebony magazine. Today, Carl Powell shares his wealth of knowledge and information on breathing exercises with Dorothea in order to help our viewers to make life a little easier.
All right, so I'm here with Tina, who agreed to share your life-saving story. You don't have sarcoidosis, however, you are a survivor of kidney cancer. And I know that some of our fellow Sarcodonians who are watching, they have multiple illnesses that they're battling. Some are battling breast cancer. Some are battling any other types of cancer from the organs of their body. Some are also battling other diseases that, they have 2 and 3 diseases at one time. So I thought it was really important what you share with me off camera in regards to how you actually, what prompted you to go to the doctors or the hospital. So if you can share that, then it could help us save lives.
Okay, no problem. My pleasure. So in November, I went to the emergency room because I was having abdominal pain. In my treatment, they did a CT scan of my abdomen. I never had such a scan done before. And their finding was that I had a tumor that was the size of probably about an iPhone 7 now. Most people can relate to that. Stage 3. I immediately consulted with a urologist and got scheduled for surgery because they really urged me to have it removed. Because it was localized to my left, it was my left kidney. They just took out all my renal functions for the left kidney, and I didn't have to have any radiation or chemotherapy. Praise the Lord. I just went back a few weeks ago for my 6-week checkup. There's no sign of cancer. I'm cancer-free in my body, but I really urge women to go and get checked out, specifically because this is a test that's not routine, and when things present for women, it's normally severe. I myself wasn't having any symptoms around my kidney, the tumor in my kidney. It was abdominal pain, and just by fluke of having that test done, I found out. But it reminded me of a show that I did on Oprah. I saw on Oprah, I should say, years ago, where the female was on with a whole full body scan, and she recommended that. And because that's what bothers me the most about the situation, is that my doctor told me I had probably had the tumor for 10 years and it was growing. So at least, and he said that it's not routine because most insurance won't pay for it. So I've been encouraging women and all my friends to at least get a baseline check so they'll know where they are, to look at their body from the inside, because we are doing a series today about taking care of your health and being more proactive, to know what's happening with your body and to know what's going on. I think it'll be a great thing for people to do.
And you mentioned, Tina, that insurance did not cover this procedure.
Right.
And I think that's important to know, that this is something that we as women and men have to invest in our own bodies, because although we may not be able to afford to have certain tests done, because some of us have insurance, some of us don't have insurance, but you said something very important about that aspect about not having the insurance, and you said what you had to do as far as having this done. Can you just tell them what what you said to me?
I did have coverage with my insurance, and they did pay for a portion of my expenses, but because that particular having a CT scan is not a routine thing, it's normally not covered by insurance. So I did do what I have to do to find out. I even had a biopsy of the tissue to make sure that it was cancerous, because I never experienced anything like that, and I'm I'm not one that want to be cut on first. I seek alternative measures. But it was a situation where I did need surgery, and I'm just so thankful that I got the awareness when I did.
And that's what we are focusing on today. Awareness, definitely with sarcoidosis, but any other chronic, major illness, because if we don't take control over our own bodies and our own health, we will have tragedy. So it is important for people to use their voice.
Exactly.
Because everyone doesn't use their voice. So the more people that we have using their voice, we can help save a lot of lives. Would you agree?
I certainly do.
Yeah, and so I thank you so much for sharing your story.
Oh my God.
And God bless you. And I'm really glad that you're here to be able to share and to help someone else that could be watching this right now, don't know that they have kidney cancer, have somebody that they know that they may have lost to kidney cancer, or someone that they know who just got diagnosed. So I thank you for sharing your testimony, because you are definitely a walking testimony.
Thank you
A
so
walking
much.
testimony.
I feel so blessed.
Thank you so much. All the way from North Carolina to Maui, right?
That's right.
All right.
I used to live here. So
Okay.
back in my second home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm here now with Carl Powell. And most of you know that, most of the viewers know, Carl, that you were on the show in the studio a few times.
A few times.
Yes, a few times, and now we had to come all the way across the Pacific Ocean to come and have a new talk with you about all the great things that's happening, how you help us with sarcoidosis. So I wanted to also just tell people a little bit that you are a public speaker, you're a fantastic author, and master Tai Chi and yoga instructor.
Correct.
Okay, so I want to talk about your book, Carl, because I know before you taught, you showed us some moves about breathing and just different exercises that we can do with sarcoidosis or any chronic illness, whether we have the flexibility or not, chair or standing up. But you just authored another book, and it's not just about our body, it's about our mind, body, and soul. And so let's talk about that before we get into some actual moves.
Okay. So let's talk about the book. The book itself is called Setting Smarter Intentions. When I originally decided to write the book, I thought I was writing about goal setting. So I started writing a formula for goal setting. And then I realized that what really happens with people is people fall into other people's setup for what their goals should be. So instead of living for their own intentions and thinking, what do I want to do? Who do I want to be? What's most important to me? Why do I do what I do in the first place? Why do I wake up in the morning? What makes me happiest? They think about what will make everybody else happiest. What should I be doing for other people? And we often get caught in that trap of living in other people's intentions. So before you can really go in and set your goals, you have to think of, why am I doing it in the first place? And when we talk about illness, when you are going in there and you're setting your goals, you have to first realize that your goal is not illness, it's wellness. So instead of putting that illness in your intention, put wellness in your intention. So start with, what's most important to me today is that I do one thing to improve my wellness, instead of I do one thing to decrease my illness. Because it's all mindset. So it's all in how you look at it. I had an interesting conversation with one of my friends, and he got the question, is the glass half empty or half full? And he said, the glass is full. And when you come from the glass is full mentality, then you're not operating from lack. So when you start and you say, my glass is already full, but I want to make the beverage even better. I might want to add a little bit of sugar or add a little bit of lemon juice. So what you're doing is you're just making your situation better. So when you're setting your intention, you're sitting down with yourself in your peaceful place and just first saying, what is it that's most important to me? What am I most proud of? What do I want from the rest of my day? What do I want from the rest of the week? What do I want from the rest of the month? And what do I want for the rest of my life? And you can divide those things, and they don't have to all happen at one time. People force them into their life intention, and they can't get to their daily intention. So when you're talking about, what do I intend to do today to make this a little bit better? And it's all about mindset. For example, you came here, we intended to go outside and do some yoga and film outside. What we got instead was thunder and lightning. So what we did instead was we changed our intention only slightly, because we're still going to do what we said we were going to do. We just had to do it in a different place. You have to have that flexibility in mind. And flexibility, a lot of people, when they come into the yoga class, the first thing people tell me is, I'm not flexible. And I always tell them, flexibility starts in your mind. If your mind is flexible, that means you can walk into the room and be okay with, I can't do everything like everybody else. But in life, we're not supposed to do everything like everybody else. We're supposed to do it within our own limitations, in our own honor system. So I always tell people when I take them through a movement, honor where you are. A lot of times people don't understand that breath is movement. So one of the things I really want to show you, people with sarcoidosis, often, I have the Facebook page.
Right.
But I talk to the people about sarcoidosis, and the first thing they want to say to me is, well, my doctor told me not to exercise.
Mm-hmm.
The medical profession doesn't understand two things that are very, very important. Very, very important. And I'm going to talk about these the entire time that we're filming, but it's breath and chi. The most important thing in life are breath and chi. And chi is your life energy. And you get to lift your life energy on your own if you choose. You can also bring your chi down with negative thoughts, with bad eating. You can lift your chi just with simple breathing practices, relaxation techniques, and they don't have to be jumping jacks. So when the doctor tells you not to exercise, what he means is don't do jumping jacks. You may not want to go out and do a power yoga class, or you may not want to go and do a hot yoga class, but there are things that you can do. What happens with most people never achieve complete breath. They live in a very shallow breath. When you're breathing shallow, what happens is 80% of the oxygen in your lungs is stale because you're only pushing out 20% at a time. And then that's the reason your energy goes down. The way to get your energy to go up is to expel the stale air out of your lungs and replace that with oxygen.
Oh, wow. This is deep.
So if you can just do that for yourself in a day, just learning how to achieve complete breath. So I'm going to talk about what complete breath is. 3 parts that we want to remember. You want to have your belly breath or your Dantian breath. That's simply letting your belly expand as you inhale and then opening your mouth and releasing the air. And it can be fast if you're trying to raise your energy, or slow if it's evening and you're trying to decrease your energy. So breathing from your belly. 3rd breath is the yoga breath. The yoga breath happens in the Dantian. It moves upward and expands at your rib cage. And that's when we move into lateral breath. When you inhale, your rib cage should expand laterally out to the side to allow more room for oxygen to go into your lungs. The last one, and the one that people miss the most, is posterior and anterior breath. You have to learn how to breathe front to back. So you just have to focus on taking your long, deep breath and feeling your chest and your back fill with air. So your hands will be moving in opposite directions. So you just sit there, close your eyes. You want to inhale through your nose, that filters the air. And then as you exhale, you want to open your mouth because that cools your body. And you want to focus on trying to get the hands to move further apart with each breath. You're working on posterior, anterior breath. Then you want to work on your lateral breath. Just place your hands on your rib cage, close your eyes, and feel the rib cage move to the side as you inhale and slide back together as you exhale. And as you do that, you'll find that in time, your ribs will move further apart. As they begin to move further apart, you begin to get more oxygen all of the time. So when you're using that yoga breath from the Dantian up, expanding, then expanding up and out, you're getting a complete breath. So you're getting so much more oxygen. That alone will change the course of your day and the course of your wellness. Breathing is one of the most important things that there is because breath brings nutrients into your body. Without the nutrients,
Wow. Yeah.
breathing in your stomach, because what happens in your stomach? Up here, it's digestion. After digestion, absorption. After absorption, elimination. So when you're breathing into your belly, what are you doing? You're stimulating all three of those systems. Rub your belly from top to bottom. Reverse the direction. Simple exercises that you can do that you will not exert yourself, but you will make yourself feel better just by the occurrence of breath. Chi works the same way. Chi is just that energy that you feel in your body. We are going to do some Tai Chi exercises when we have some room, and I'm going to show you ones you can do in chairs, because there are easy ones you can do in chairs, and then we can do some that are standing. But most important is there's always something that you can do to improve yourself every day. It can be easy. It doesn't have to be hard.
Wow, I'm impressed because, you know, you hear about different things to do and the mindset is thinking that, you know, you walk into a room and you see equipment or anything around you and you automatically start thinking, I can't do this. So you're right about the mindset, because occasionally I have actually, I will say, thought that, oh my gosh, I'm intimidated by it because I feel like maybe I can't do this because I won't be able to catch up because I have pulmonary sarcoidosis and that type of thing. But I'm glad that we're able to reconnect so that we can help people with whatever illness they may have, so we can start to show them. And I'm actually going to do this with you.
Absolutely.
All right. So,
Okay.
all right.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Chi and Chi exercises, how to raise your Chi. Most important is breath work. So that's your respiration. So you always want to be grounded. So you want to be planted into the earth, and you want to find your sits bones. So you're on your sits bones. And then go and just place your hands on your legs. And we're just going to talk about breath. So you're going to breathe in through your nose and open your mouth as you exhale. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale deeply. So you're going to inhale. Okay. And then exhale, open your mouth and release. And then think about your spinal column and stack each one of your vertebrae so that your spine is all nice and long and lifted, and then just relax your shoulders. So we're going to do spinal breathing. So in order for your body to lubricate itself, the most important part or point of lubrication is your spinal column. So often in life, people have a very rigid spinal column. They're not really moving and flexing their spinal column, and they're not breathing through their spine. So what we're going to do is we're just going to raise our hands up, and you're going to pull back and look up. You're going to pull back and look up. This is when inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to round into your back and try to bring your elbows together and get round in your back. You're going to do it again. You're going to inhale and open up. Inhale. Stretch back. And then round in. So you're inhaling, bringing in good energy, opening up your spine. And then exhale, pull back in. Let's just do it one more time just to practice. Inhale when you stretch back. Inhale. Exhale, round in. And then we can just rise up. And since we're so close, we can shake our hands up. So finally the Chi. You want to try to feel the Chi in the palms of your hands. We're just going to start pretending that you're holding a little ball. And you're just going to expand the ball when you inhale. And then exhale, just push the energy back together. So you're going to inhale. And you want to try to feel the warmth in between the palms of your hands. Come close in. And then you're going to inhale, you're starting to feel the warmth in between your palms. And then you exhale. Let's do it one more time. We're going to inhale. And we're going to exhale. We're just going to bring our hands right below our belly button or right down to you. So we're going to breathe in. And as you exhale, we're just going to... You're going to inhale. And then exhale, blow it all out. Two more times. We're going to inhale. And exhale, blow it out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to look backwards to the people on camera. We're going to take your right hand right to the base of your cranium and your left hand right to the base of your sacrum. And just close your eyes and try to feel the energy and the warmth in between your hands. That's the energy in your spinal column. most thing about chi is taking the time to notice. The sky is full of chi today. We have a very chi-ful sky today. But just like that thunder and lightning in the sky, that's what's happening in between your hands and moving through your spinal column. Let's just go ahead and do this. Anytime that you move slowly in a repetitive motion, it starts to find your chi. What's great in Tai Chi is Tai Chi just starts to give you little forms, and you start to do things like wave hands like clouds, or embracing the moon. You can just sit in your chair and just embrace the moon, and just really focus on the energy in between your palms. You're calming yourself, you're breathing, and you're meditating all at the same time. You're turning off the rest of the world, just holding your moon, breathing, and let's just come back out to the side and just try to feel the chi in between your palms. Your ball can be as big as you want it to be. Breathe. And now we're going to flex the right palm and just push with your left palm. Just try to push energy over your palm and feel the warmth. And then reach back down. And then just push the energy across. Now inhale. And exhale. Inhale deep. Exhale. So I would do 8 of these on one hand, 8 to 10. And then when you get to the 8 or 10, you just pull the energy back, flip the energy over. And then you just do the same thing. You reach back. You just push the energy right across your palm. Okay. You just push the energy right across your palm. And if you can see, my palms are starting to sweat. And it's from focus and breath. For most people, it takes them a little bit longer to find that feeling. Rub your hands together and just see what that feels like. Feel nice and warm. Another way to unblock energy or unblock your chi is through body thumping. And when you're trying to get well, this will boost your energy and increase your immune system. So I'm just going to give you 4 points of thumping. So you're going to make a claw with your hands, and right below your breast line, and on your ribcage, you're just going to start to thump. Breathe. Just thump. So this will aid in your digestion. It'll boost your immune system. And breathing deep breaths also will improve your mood. Do a few more. And then pause. Palms up and just notice what your hands feel. You're starting to feel energy in your hands. So it's pushing the chi out towards the skin. Thumping your thymus. You're going to be right by the breastbone. You just want your fingers in and just a little thump, 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 thump on your thymus. Also will improve your body's vitality, and it will raise your immune system. So simple thumping without exercise, thumping and breathing will raise your immune system and help you feel your chi. Always breathing. Breath is the movement. Breath is the movement. So now we're going to move up a little bit higher, right underneath your collarbone. There's 2 shallow holes, but we're going to thump right here. And this is connected to your kidneys, which is good for people who have sarcoidosis or any digestive or, what's the word I'm looking for? Lungs is your respiration. Respiratory. Any respiratory issues. And then if you're ready to feel something really cool, just go ahead and place your hands on your forehead and close your eyes. Feel the chi. Another way is through self-massage. So we're just going to take our fingers now and just massage your forehead. Just bringing the tension out, just pulling, massaging the forehead. Breathe. Long, deep breaths. Make sure you're sitting up on your sit bones, still planted into the earth. just trying to raise our chi and change our mood to a relaxed place. So go ahead and stop and just pause and notice. Close your eyes, feel your forehead, feel your brain, feel your thoughts, feel your hands, and just breathe. And then easy eyes will open up. How you feeling? Calm. Relaxing when you get here.
Yeah.
This is where you can start to find your chi. You can find your chi simply by sitting and relaxing. Thumping is a really good thing to do. You don't have to exercise. You can just simply thump and help yourself feel better. Self-massage. This is one of my very favorite self-massage exercises. So you raise your hands up right over your head. Your fingertips touch. You're just going to come around the back of your neck. And then you're going to rub your neck. And then when you get to the front, just like a cat, you're going to give yourself a little rub.
For that turkey neck too, right?
And if you have a couple of necks, it's okay. Let's do it again. Let's go. Come behind your head. Come around and just give your neck a little rub. And then just a little cat paw. Let's do it one more time. Lift up. Come from behind. Give your neck a little rub. Come around. And then just a little kick paw. And then just stop, hands come down, and just notice how you feel. So now we've done a 5 to 6 minute exercise program where we've used our breath. We did pumping, we did self-massage, we did deep breathing, we've increased our chi, we've relaxed our mind and our body, and we've come together just in a place where I am now can focus on setting my intention for what I want to do for the rest of the day. When you do this at night, you can set your intention that night for what you want the next day to look like. Benjamin Franklin, he wrote that he always, instead of writing a list, a laundry list of what he was going to do the next day, he wrote a story like it was already done. And he said as long as he read it and before he went to bed and it was already done, when he woke up in the morning, he already knew this is already a done deal. So it's all in how you set your intentions and how you stop, notice, and take care of yourself. It's about loving yourself. Chi is energy, life energy, your energy. Do it with love.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Paul.
Thank you. And just those few. Something here. This is the base of your spleen.
Right.
So elimination. We talked about,
Right.
digestion, absorption, elimination.
So that helps with
Yeah.
toxins.
So
like
when you're rubbing around,
right.
just keep thinking to yourself, digestion, absorption, elimination. And then if you move around in a circle, you can do it that way. And then that becomes that repetitive motion. And you're thinking about your organs and loving your organs, talking to them, touching them, because your body knows the sensation of when you're loving it and when you're
Oh
not.
my goodness, yeah.
Yeah. And so,
And this is great because not only this is something that people can do every day at home,
Exactly.
like wherever they are.
You
Don't have to
pay
be
for
home,
it.
right?
Exactly.
Right, and this could save our lives.
Exactly.
So, yeah, this could save our lives. Yeah, definitely. I will try. I will definitely practice this.
If anything, it will
every
add
day.
on to your days.
Yes.
And your days will be more pleasurable.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I truly believe that. Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. I mean, we're here with the best, and that's why we had to make sure we made that reconnection to share with all the viewers the importance of self-love.
Self-love.
Self-love and
Self-care.
self-care. And nobody can do that but you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you have to take ownership over your own body and to love your own body.
And like I said, your body notices how you treat it.
Right.
You know,
Just like anything else.
Just like people.
Yeah,
anything
just like
else.
anything
Your car,
else.
your house,
Right.
everything that you do, it notices. Whatever you give your attention to, it gives back.
Right.
So
Okay.
take care
Well,
of
I'm
yourself.
definitely going to do it for me every day, right? Yeah, I'm definitely going to do it for me every day. It's just these important things, and people think that they really have to do a lot
Right.
to keep their mind, body, and soul together, but it's really not that. Like you said, it's just about focus
Exactly.
and just doing it for yourself and not worrying about what everybody else is doing. Take care of you.
And understanding the importance of
Right.
oxygenation. You have to always be breathing, breathing, breathing. Not in the shallow place, but full deep breaths, which people don't do. They either if you slump forward, what happens to your rib cage? Your rib cage, it concaves, and then it's right over your lungs.
Okay.
So now you're restricted on how much breath
Air
you can get. So if
yeah.
you're sitting in a desk, you're already restricted.
Right.
So
And the disease already restricts your lungs anyway.
Right. But
Yeah.
simple things, just like arching and opening back. That's spinal breathing. Just that little thing. It opens you up and pulls everything back.
I actually feel that.
And now it feels so much different. You
Yeah.
have so much more room to breathe than you did before.
Right. So it expands your rib cage basically to get more air into your lungs. Okay. Well, so this is it, right?
This is it for the day.
Okay,
All
this
right.
is it. So, thanks again.
We're gonna
for-
exercise next.
Oh, we're gonna exercise next?
Next, yeah.
Okay, so hold tight. We're gonna do a few exercises and we'll see when we come right back.
And it doesn't have to be hard. And that's the point I'm really trying to make to people. Is it doesn't have to be hard. It can be easy. It can be simple touches and taps and breathing. It's just giving your body the attention that it deserves.
Right.
And most people, like I said, they're just moving forward. They're not thinking about where their body is in time and space or anything.
Exactly.
So
Wow. That's unbelievable. But I will definitely practice that.
I'm telling you, I've been studying and studying and studying. That's all I do all day. He's like, what's wrong with you? But the more I read about it and the more I watch the videos and listen to the masters and see what's really interesting about Tai Chi and yoga is they knew what the chakras were, where all the organs were long before there was ever a body dissection. So they didn't go by what they knew, they went by what they knew intuitively. That when I do this, it makes me feel better here. But they didn't identify that as their heart. When I do it makes me feel better here, but they didn't know that was their liver. When I'm doing this exercise, and all you're really doing is tapping on your kidneys, but that activates them. And it helps them wake up, regenerate. Think about it, regenerate, because your body does regenerate, but it doesn't regenerate with no motion. If it's just sedentary, there's no regeneration. That alone, a back bend will start regeneration in that area of your body. But most people sit in a chair, they go from one chair to the next, they never think about moving their spine. Every time you move your spine, it lubricates itself, but not straight ahead. It has to be side to side. Synovial fluid in your joints, in your hips, in your knees. Easy things. They don't have to be hard things, but they change the course of your day.
Okay. Oh my God, this is so cool. I know you do something like I'm not even going to pretend that I know anything when it comes to this. So now we are about to experience the Tai Chi, or is it Qi Gong? Tai Chi. Qi Gong. Okay. That's what we're about to experience for all the viewers. If you have the flexibility to do this, then this would be a great alternative for wellness. So follow us. Don't watch me too much because I may not be as great. Follow Paul.
So Tai Chi is one of the children. Qigong is the mother. So Qigong is the mothership. Tai Chi is just one of the pieces of Qigong. So we're just going to go through a few exercises that you can do effortlessly in your home, and you don't need a lot of room. So I'm going to turn around so they can see me. So I'm going to focus on them. Don't worry about being perfect. Worry about being present. Just being present. So we're just going to start with our feet together. And you're going to take your hands out to the sides. So you're going down here, okay, let your hands go again. And do that again. Belly lift up. And then exhale, let your hands go. Do that 2 more times. Just lift up with your inhale. And then exhale, let your hands just look down. Just getting connected with your breath. Go ahead and lift up again, inhale. And let your hands just go low again. We're going to step our feet just a little wider than our hips. So I'm going to be mirroring. So I'm going to say right and left. You'll be on your right. So you're just going to go ahead and you're going to shift your weight into your right leg. Bend your knee. And then easy, you're going to come back across your center. And then just shift the weight. We want to stay grounded into the earth. So you just want to shift side to side. Side to side. And we start to mind your breath. Then we're just going to bring our hands to our right hand is on top of the moon, left hand is on the bottom. And now we're going to just take the moon and we're going to shift it over, rotating your waistline just a little bit. And then just pull the energy back across your center. Keep your eyes on your hands. Focus. Out energy into your right leg. And then come back around. So you're just shifting from side to side. You just stir it a little bit of chi. Bring it around. Breathe. And then we'll come around. When we get over to the left side, we're just going to lift the energy over. And then pull it back into you. And then push it into your leg. And then go ahead and move back around. Easy coming around. And then just pulling that energy right back across the center. Just nice and easy. Make sure you're breathing without judgment. Just breathing, coming around. Let's do it one more time. We're going to go all the way around. You're just going to bring your hands to the center of your chest. And then we're going to flip them over. We're going to have 2 loose fists. We're going to come down, bend in your knees. We're going to squat down. This is the tiger.
Oh my God.
Grab energy from the earth. Get 2 loose fists. That's good.
Okay.
And you're going to lift the energy up. Hit your heart level. Your fingers are going to face each other. You're going to stretch up to the ceiling. Look up. Get long. Gather the energy on top. And you're going to pull that clean energy into your heart. You open up the tiger's mouth and just push the energy back there. So make sure you're breathing. Inhale. Lift up, heart level flip, and just stretch and gather into you. And then just open up the tiger's mouth and share. Just make sure you're breathing. Inhale, lift. And then stretch up, gather on top, into you. And then we'll push down. We're going to do that one more time. Gather the energy up and rise up. And then we're just going to stretch up and gather our energy. Pull it in. Push the energy. Now our bones are going to turn out. And now we're going to sink the chi. Rise up the leg. Hands come into your feet. And then your hands go over here. Never fail with somebody who's right here saying that. Into your heart. And then your hands go over. Just want to say about shoulder punches. Go ahead and gather your energy up. Shoulder height. Pull it into you. Put your hands over. So inhale, you're scooping up energy. You're bringing it into you. And then you're just going to exhale. Just do it one more time. Gather up. Into you. And then just float over again. Here's some simple features that are directly underneath of our hips. Your right foot is going to tap forward. Now your right hand is going to be your low hand. And your left hand is going to be your high hand. And this is rooster stands on one leg. So find a place in front of you that's not moving. And then the rooster is just going to stand on one leg. You don't go any higher than your hip if you can just lift up. So you change your feathers. And then you tap back down. So the low feathers are on your tap side. So these are your low feathers.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So continue your low feather side. Yeah. Okay. There we go. So now your rooster stands on one leg. And then you switch hands, and then you tap back down. And these are just to improve your balance. You can just start off with a little lift. You can even have a chair next to you if you need a chair. Rooster stands on one leg. And then go ahead and just step down. And then just release that arm. And just change sides. So, front foot, low feathers, high feathers, find your foot. And then just a little bit. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. Perfect. Exhale. And then go ahead and release it off. So those exercises, just simply start to work on your balance. Your chi, they say, is stored in your kidneys. So our first and our last exercises generally have something to do with touching or patting the kidneys. We're just going to start with a little pat on our low back. This is one of my favorite ones. You're going to pat down the outsides of your legs. And then you pat up the inside of your legs. And then when you get to the top, just release your hips and give them a little pound. And breathe. So start with a low back, pat. And then come down. And then go up. And then just a little pat. Now on your hips, hit your hips. There you go. Let it all out. You can hit yourself, just don't let anyone else do it. Only you're allowed to hit yourself. Let's do it one more time. No one else is allowed to hit you.
Right.
And then back up. And then just a little pound on your hips. And then this is the really cool part. Take out your hands. And then just take your palms and turn them up. Feel the chi in your hand?
Yeah.
Bring that in your hand. Put your feet in. Hands under your heart. Feet in. Easy, right?
Yeah.
Easy
Yeah.
breathing. But how much different do you feel?
Yeah.
Feel that going all the way through. And what they find is chi even moves through your blood system. It goes from your bones into your bone marrow. So when you think about how deep chi is, it's bone deep, all the way down to your bone marrow. And when you think about your bone extends every part of your body has bones. And then it goes over your muscular system. And all parts of your body has muscles. Even further, it goes down and helps you heal in your organs. That's what we all have to worry about. The organs are everything. The spine is an organ. Always remember that. The spine is an organ. So you'll always want to move your spine. Start to move your organs. Give them little pats and touches of love, and your body will heal for you. Thank you.
Wow. So, I want to thank Tina for sharing her life-saving story, and Carl for allowing us to have the opportunity to be with you once again to save lives. And I want to thank you, the viewers, who are supporting us through donations and supporting us through following us on EEWB TV, Web TV, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Thank you so much for your people that are following us and really being able to pass the awareness on for us. So until next time, mahalo. Namaste. And I wanted to also say, be well, stay positive, and as Paul said, be good to your body. See you next time. Thank you so much. Yeah.
What some man is telling you to do. You know, you have to know God for yourself and what feels right for yourself. Like you said, the inner class, and not feel like you're connected or should be there. You do know when to pull out of something that doesn't feel right. Everything, I love what Oprah says, everything serves you. My religious foundation served me in my foundation. But when you get into the world and live, you really got to open yourself up and not say no. You got to be open to sit at the table. That's what's happening down the world while we're so divided. You got to come to the table and be willing to just share your views, without and be seek to understand versus being understood.
Without being judgmental.
Exactly. That's my thing. I live with less judgment and more compassion. That's my thing for life.
Can you say that again? I like that.
Live with less judgment and more compassion.
So the question was, are Tai Chi and yoga religious practices? They can be. They aren't always. In order for you to find your form or type of Tai Chi or yoga, you have to decide what is your intention. What do you want from your class? If you want it for exercise, do you want it for religion? Do you want it just for meditation? Once you set your intention for what you want your exercise program to be, then you have to find the right teacher for you who is bringing forth that intention. I had a talk with Shirley Murdoch and her husband once, and they didn't want to take yoga because they thought it was against God. And I said, not taking care of your body is against God, because God supplied you with his body. So if you have this great thing that he gave you, this great gift, and you don't take care of it, then now what you've done is gone against God. When you let your body become super overweight, you've gone against God. So if Tai Chi or yoga can help you go with God, then find the class that doesn't say anything about any spiritual belief but your own. If you come to my class, when we talk about meditation, I allow the person, the client, to decide their own meditation. I don't guide them all the way through. I guide them through the parts of their body and just ask them to ask those parts of their body how they feel. Everybody feels differently about their religion. Everyone feels differently about their body. But the most important part for me is that people will get closer to what they honestly believe, what their intention is, and not what the world's intention for them is when you sit and you get quiet. So the most important thing that you learn how to do is sit and get quiet with yourself and then make your own decisions about your own intentions.
All right. Today, I need you to pronounce your name again, please.
David Kapaku.
David Kapaku. And so I understand that you have a story that you would like to share with Let's Talk Sarcoidosis show.
Oh, yes.
An inspirational story of how you can help save a life, or just positive words for people, inspiration that can help people to set their mind to a different, as called, say, intention.
You ever been to a seminar
Not your seminar.
and they say, is the bottle half empty or half full? And of course, part of the audience would say it's half empty, and the other would say it's part full. Now, from a Hawaiian perspective, the bottle is full. It will always be full. Let me explain. You see this top part of the water bottle? Mm-hmm. What you call empty, we call the ha, the breath. So if you would just say the word ha,
Ha.
ha is the breath. Aloha,
Yes.
we give you the ha. We exchange breath. The top part is ha.
Ha.
The bottom part is we call vai. W-A-I, vai.
Bye.
Vai is water. See that?
Yes.
Real simple. So you have ha, and then you have vai. The breath and the actual water. But in reality, this bottle, the top part is actually water. It's just in a different form. So this air that we breathe is actually, we're breathing water, but it's in a different form. What you see in the ocean, in rivers, that's the vai. That's the liquid form. So you have water and water. So therefore the bottle is full. Now watch this. If you say the word ha, and you have the word vai, the word e in Hawaiian means spirit. The spirit surrounds the ha and the vai. So let's pronounce the word. Ha,
Ha.
vai,
Bye.
e.
E.
What do you have?
Hawaii.
That's right. So in Hawaii, life is full.
Okay.
In Hawaiian, we don't have fractions. We don't have half of this or half of that. As a Hawaiian perspective, everything is full. So when you go to a seminar and somebody says, is the bottle half empty or half full? you just say, it's full, because a Hawaiian educated us on the fullness of life.
Oh my gosh, that's very inspirational.
Thank you.
Hawaii, everyone. And now you said I said it right, mahalo.
Mahalo.
All right.
Is that it?
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
For more Hawaiian perspectives.
Come see me at my booth.
Yeah. So Carl said, yeah, I saw something on Facebook because you guys put this, the chi.
Yes,
The chi.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in Chinese they call it, I'm part Korean by the way.
Okay.
I call this. So in Chinese, you have Tai Chi as a form of martial arts, as a form of exercise. In Korean, we have kimchi.
Kimchi. Okay.
So we take the kimchi and throw it on you. And you'll stink for 3 days.
Oh no. I'll take the Tai Chi.
A special thanks to our underwriter, Cardiac Consultants LLC, Dr. Kofi Asando, and to our sponsors for making this episode possible. If you are interested in becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us.